Hello and greetings to all. The title of this video is Brown People, Let's Unite. After I finish recording the previous video, which I'll link it up top so you can check it out, it dawned on me that even though our ancestors were forced to abandon their original languages in order to embrace the English language, we can actually come to benefit from this worldwide spread of the English language. Of course, we all know that forcing indigenous peoples to not speak and practice their original language and customs, respectively, assisted the colonizers in conveying their worldview, their Christian dogmas. I am a firm believer that we can actually follow the same pathways that led us out to lead us back in to our ancestral worldview. Now, we all know that in the past, indigenous groups were in alliance with one another. Oftentimes, these groups may not have spoken the same language. Perhaps they knew a few words just to get along. Perhaps they had interpreters. So, language has never been a barrier for indigenous alliance. However, the fact that these languages, English, Spanish, and whatnot, are spoken universally allows us to connect with other brown peoples. Now, of course, I don't refer to First Nations only, Native Americans only, Indigenous Mexicans, and so forth and so on, but actually brown people throughout the globe. We have actually plenty in common as Indigenous Mexicans to the Indigenous Filipinos. Let's start there. A lot of them either speak Spanish, they speak Spanish, perhaps limited, or perhaps hybrid languages and incorporate their original languages with Spanish. We also share the colonization from, on the part of the Spanish, much like the Maoris and Samoans share the colonization by the English people with indigenous Native Americans from the US and Canada. So, in this awakening of brown peoples, it actually aids us that the same language that our ancestors were forced to speak can actually be the same language that unifies us in order for us to create a network and share our stories. Pardon me. Now, when we learn about our different cosmologies and worldviews, we do find several differences, of course, because we're different people. We're distinct people. Even neighboring, Native American nations and tribes are rather distinct. They're not all the same, attire wearing, headdress, tomahawk wielding people. Now, whenever we actually broaden our scope to include peoples as far away as the Maori, the Samoans, other Polynesian groups, Filipinos that I mentioned, that is where it's just a beauty to learn about their ancestral cosmology and to find ways in which they kind of cohere with ours. In my book, which is nearing its completion, its title is Willpower, the Muscle of the Spirit, in which I share everything that I've learned from my experience of working with Huitzilopochtli, and finding, bits and pieces of what this mythos teaches in other people's, ancestral teachings, for lack of better words. So I am pleased to share it not only with people of Chicano, Mexicano ancestry, and of course our closer brothers and sisters, southernmost, from El Salvador, Cuscatlan, which come from Coscatlan, place of jewels, and our brothers and sisters to the north from the Uto Aztecan language group, Pimas, Yaqui, Shoshone, Raramuri, Yaqui. It's just a network of a family of languages, and then you expand this teaching to reach out to other brown, beautiful people. So I really look forward to a collective awakening in which we begin to love and honor ourselves and learn more about each other so that we can be stronger together. So please like, comment, share, and blessings.